4 years ago, I was a nobody. I had zero experience with YouTube. Then one day, this creator asked me to write his scripts. That changed everything. Since then, I've worked with 3 creator businesses with a combined 3 million subscribers. Basically, I've become from a nobody to a creative director, all while in law school. And in 4 years, I learned about 3 things about this industry that most people still don't understand. And that one thing that will shift your perspective about the YouTube industry. Before we get into those, I need you to understand one thing about the creator economy today. The creator economy is growing by $500 billion by 2027. Yes, trillions of dollars, and that money has to go somewhere. Creators are now scaling to earn a piece of that pie. Their teams are growing, and the demands for the people they hire is higher than the supply. But most of them either don't know this world exists or they got it completely wrong. They overthink. And the result is that creators are now desperate for talent. They are pulling talents from different fields and then filling in those roles. The rise of AI hasn't solved this. AI made the work faster, but AI cannot replace the human touch, cannot replace your judgment. When this creator asked me to write his scripts, I almost said no. I remember thinking, I'm no script writer. I write blogs, I write SEOs. That's a completely different platform. I had this belief that YouTube is this closed-talk industry where you needed YouTube-specific expertise or knowledge to start, like a portfolio full of YouTube scripts or deep knowledge of retention curves, hooks, etc. I had none of that. That's it. I am an SEO content writer and that's it. But what I didn't realize is the research skills that I mastered when I was writing those SEO articles. I then realized when writing YouTube scripts, I was heavily using those particular skills that I used when writing articles. The way I write SEO headlines is literally how I write YouTube titles up. And also the skill of writing clearly that a stranger on YouTube would understand what you are trying to talk about. To my surprise, those skills are highly valuable in the YouTube industry. The medium has changed, but the skills carried over. This is what I call the TSA, or Transferable Skills Advantage. The skills that get you hired in the creator economy don't need to be YouTube specific. They are foundational skills like writing, research, design, editing, strategic thinking, skills that you may already have right now. This is exactly why there is a talent crisis in the creator economy. Thousands of writers, designers, editors, and strategists could do this work right now. They could be getting paid to do work that they already good at, but they don't know exists, or that they don't know that their skills apply. They look at YouTube as something so niche or something so alien to them, and they just don't do anything. The first creator that hired me did not hire me because I was a scriptwriter. He hired me because I was a writer, and he bet on the fact that I could learn the rest later on, because they think learning YouTube is mastering these hundreds of different things. It doesn't. It means understanding these 3 rules. So after I started working as a scriptwriter, I went down the rabbit hole. I learned everything I could. I watched 6-hour-long podcasts. I watched every video that Think Media releases, from pre-production to post-production stuff. I thought I needed to know everything. I was obsessed with YouTube. And from all those, I realized that they're just talking about 3 things. These 3 things are the cardinal views of YouTube. So rule number 1 is if they don't click, they don't watch. Rule number 2, if they click, don't waste their time. And rule number 3, make more of those that work, or make more of those that your audience loves. That's it. That's the entire game of YouTube. Every YouTube skill you could ever learn lives inside these 3 codes. Thumbnails, titles, or the packaging. That's rule number 1. Scripting, editing, storytelling, That's rule number 2. Don't waste their time by delivering your promise. Content strategy, analyzing the data, doubling down on what wins. That's rule number 3. Do more of those that work. You don't need to master 100 different skills. You just need to understand these 3 rules and then fit your skills into them. Every creator businesses I've worked for, their success comes down to how well they execute in these 3 rules, nothing else. After I left the first creator that I worked for, which is Shane by the way, I worked with the Unretired, a brand new channel with 0 subscribers, literally from scratch. So I helped him from packaging to writing, and in 3 months we reached 50k subs that earn millions of views, which is the most viewed video in his channel by the way. And by the way, just a quick fact, I also wrote the most viewed video in Shane's YouTube channel. You can check them out here and here. Anyways, then about 3 months ago, I got hired as a creative director of Mike and Maddie. This channel has 1.36 million subscribers right now. Or maybe by the time of watching, maybe we already reached 2 million subscribers. Here's hoping. Because of the proof of results that I had, each role demanded more and more. But what I did not expect is the jump from a good hire to an indispensable team member. It had nothing to do with pressuring myself to be the best. It had one thing to do with this one conversation I had. I was talking with Mike. He is one of the founders of Mike and Maddie. Shout out to you, Mike, if you're listening or if you're watching this. We were talking about my experiences as a creative director. So I said to him, what is more important to me is to get your results, because I know how to get results, as you can see. That's what I said to him. And Mike just listened, and then he looked at me and said, then you just need to have a system. Just 5 simple words, and it changed how I see this entire career. Because the difference between someone who gets hired and someone who builds a growing career isn't just talent, it's the systems. Is the result repeatable? Can you document your process? Can someone else follow your framework and gets the same result? That is what separates a nobody to a person where creators work with. Most people who do have the skills, who do have the results, but they can still systematize their work. They operate on instinct. They just get the results, but they cannot explain how do they get that results. They can't basically teach it to someone else. And that is what makes them hard for creator businesses to scale with. When you learn something that works, or when you learn something that don't work, write it down, record it, document it, write everything down. Then synthesize all those you wrote down and make it into a repeatable process, into a system. Build a system that someone else can follow and achieve the same exact result. That's how you go from good at the job to a person they can afford to lose because they can scale with you. Talent gets you in the room. Systems keep you in it. And when you stack all those 3, something shifts. You stop being someone who works for creators. You become someone who works with creators, with their business. Because creators can feel the difference between someone who has just the skills and someone who has systems. The creator economy isn't short on people who wants to work in it. There are tons of people. It's short on people who understand it at this level. And the fact that you are watching this right now means you are already closer than most. Now, knowing this is one thing, but how do creators find you? How do you show your thinking to them? How do you show your systems? That's a different conversation. And that is exactly what I'm going to show you next. So don't forget to subscribe.